What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about another Gears of War collection rumor. Now, here's what I want to kind of lead with, okay? We have heard quite a few things to the point of people can only be right or wrong, and it's like a 50-50 thing, right? Like some people say, okay, it's going to come out on PlayStation 5 day one, or it's not. There's really only two ways that can actually go down, right? So much of this we've heard before, and so much of this we've heard kind of scattered amongst all of the individual insiders. Now, this comes from one person, and I'm kind of 50-50 on the entire thing because it very much sounds like they're just putting all the known leaks together, picking which side, they believe is going to end up happening, and that's it. Now, they could know their stuff, but I just feel, and especially I've just been seeing more and more online, seems like the trust to this individual, it's just Xtis1S, right? This is a person that I've talked about quite a bit, by the way, and, I've covered a lot of the leaks from them. It just seems more and more that maybe they kind of jump on, other people. At the end of the day, look, I want it to be right. I'm willing to give him, a benefit of the doubt right now and say, well, we'll see, because he says that this thing is going to happen at the Xbox event in June. So that's the first, okay? That's 50-50. It's either going to be there or it's not going to be there. Now, I personally believe it is. I think because E-Day is probably not a 2025 game, and he says that as well. He says, he does not believe Gears of War E-Day is coming out this year. Seems like from other people, it's like 50-50. Like maybe it sneaks in November, December. Maybe it gets pushed to next year. I think with Fable getting delayed as well, just let it rest. You know what I mean? You got other games coming out. It's actually very front-loaded now, Xbox altogether in terms of 2025. But you have had a great year. You're still going to have a great year. And then going into 2026, having Fable and a new Gears of War game, and probably more, but let's just say those two, right? You could have State of Decay. You could have Perfect Dark. Even if you just have the first two, you're going to have a pretty good year, back-to-back there. So, back to my point, not having E-Day come out this year, right, would make an opening for this Xbox June event to say, okay, well, maybe we can show it again. You can show another trailer, but let's really open the doors because we could still get a Gears of War game, and it could just be this, okay? So Gears of War E-Day 2026, let's say. This game would be announced at the Xbox event. It's coming out in 2025, so that's another kind of 50-50 thing. Some people say it's going to come out this year. Some people say it's not. And then it's going to come out on those other systems day one. Actually, I should say this. When I say other systems, the Switch/Switch 2 has always kind of been up in the air. It certainly sounds like Xbox is going to be bringing games over to the Switch 2, like kind of immediately, but nobody really knows for sure. So as of now, the rumor still for this game and other Xbox games, to be honest with you, is PlayStation day one, along with Xbox and PC, would all get Gears of War. Maybe it comes to the Switch 2 eventually. I've got to believe that once that barrier comes down, and it already is coming down, but once that barrier comes down, you're putting Gears of War and like the Halos of the world. When those games are coming out on PlayStation, you better be putting that thing on Switch, because at that point, nothing really matters anymore other than just getting it out to as many people as possible. So get that thing on every device, humanly possible. And the Switch 2, I think, would be powerful enough to run a remastered version of Gears 1 through 3. I got to imagine it can handle that. It may be a little downscaled, but that's okay. It can handle it. So that's pretty much it. Again, either it happens or it doesn't. I've believed this thing for a long time, so I personally believe that we will get a Gears of War collection. I would be very excited to play a Gears of War collection, and it's just, to me, it's just when does it actually happen, and then I guess if it's coming out this year. But if I were doing a prediction, I would do the same thing. I would say the Xbox event in June is really the only time, by the way, you could do it, unless you do it like a Jeff Keighley type thing. I think you do it at the Xbox event, and then I think it comes out probably in the fall, which would be a pretty big fall, because a Gears of War 1 through 3 type thing, I think would do really, really well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.